Bank, Rahul, when she won in 27. Muslims, Dalits and the upper caste. Upper caste went to the BJP. The Muslims have gone this time to the Samajwadi Party. And even among the Dalits, the Jatavs only have stayed with her. The non-Jatav Dalits have moved to the BJP. Mayawati's vote bank has shrunk beyond measure. And it's a reminder to politicians, don't take the voter for granted.
You are missing one point. Look, the Bharatiya Janata Party has expanded its social base. That is silent social engineering.
Sure.
Is one of the factors that BJP is not shouting. BJP is not associating itself with a particular caste and community. That is the feature of the BJP. Unlike the Congress in the past, Congress party has certain vote bank like Brahmin vote bank and the Muslim vote bank. BJP has not been affiliating with any particular community and caste. That gives BJP, that gives.
So what does 80-20 mean?
That gives.
No, Rakesh Sinha, I will not let you.
Let me finish.
What does 80? No. What does 80-20
Whenever I
mean?
speak about the BJP, you come.
No, I have to ask you a question. What does 80-20 mean?
Let me complete. You know, the BJP gives the space to all the social forces
Except Muslims.
With the previous loyalty.
Except Muslims.
No, Muslims are welcome. Sahnawaz Hussain is with us. If you are nationalist, if you are the pro-constitution, pro-democratic, and if you are making a vote bank and trying to blackmail the Indian Republic, no nationalist party will accept you.
Okay, fair enough. Can I just for one last moment turn to my home state of Goa? Because I think Goa is fascinating. Only because it's the only state, Rahul, at the moment where we cannot predict a winner. I'm going to go to the election intelligence.
Why can't you predict a winner? The BJP is leading on 18, they'll form
Congress,
the government.
TMC plus AP?
No, no, one minute.
BJP is on 18, there's a much...
I'll tell you why.
Some of the MGP away from the...
You're right.
team.
The BJP has a better chance of forming a government in Goa. But Goa is the one state where I would say at the moment we can't say for sure kaun banega Mukhyamantri. In all other states, I think we can say safely that BJP winning Uttarakhand, BJP winning Manipur, BJP winning UP.
But there is more confusion at 14, 15, at 18. There's very little confusion, Rajdeep.
But remember, these are not final seats.
Oh, sure. But
so if 18 becomes 15 and 13 goes to 15, you have a dead heat in Goa. Possible because South Goa, that's why I wanted the dashboard to come up and perhaps reflect what's happening in Goa. There it comes up nicely. Open sesame. Arre wah.
Chidambaram.
We'll just come region wise, and this is the story of Goa. North Goa, where I live, 12 to the BJP, Congress 5, TMC 3, AAP 0, others 0. So TMC plus is all MGP seats in North Goa. When you come to South Goa, the picture dramatically changes. And that's really the story of Goa at the moment. Just go to South Goa and see how... there it is. South Goa. Beautiful parts in and around Madgaon. Less populated in terms of outside tourists. BJP 6. Congress 8. TMC 2. AAP 1. AAP is making its debut. First time. Last time they lost their deposits in all but one seat in Goa. This time they're leading in one. So they've got a bridgehead in Goa as well. TMC leading in 2. These are the Alemaus. Churchill and his daughter. And Congress leading in 8. Now, if that 8 becomes 10 and the BJP goes to 4, you could have a race in Goa. South Goa will now decide whether the BJP forms the government. I expect at 19, 12, anything about 16, BJP forms the government. They need 16. Congress needs 18. You're right. Congress will need minimum of 18 to form a government. Otherwise, at 19, we don't know who will be CM. There'll be a battle for that. But for now, BJP well ahead in the race.
Whoever the BJP wants should be CM will be CM.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I already know there are 3 contenders have sent me WhatsApp. Please tell us exact numbers. So you can imagine there are 3 people in the BJP eyeing the CM's post in Goa. Yeah.
Well, it's a good problem to have. Much better than the problems the Congress is having this morning.
And you see, this is that's the interesting story. That possibly, if you look at VIPs, let's see what the Chief Minister is doing, Rahul. Because the Chief Minister Pramod Sawant is now leading. 1 minute. He's leading at the moment. So that should be good news for his supporters. He had a tough fight there in that particular seat in Goa. Who else is one of the interesting characters? Utpal Parikar. A lot of attention on the son of Manohar Parikar is now trailing to Babush Montserrat, the strongman of
No, but it shows
Panjim.
how the dynasty had very poor political judgment in Panjim against Babush. Utpal had no chance. Everybody knew it except Utpal. That just shows how dynasty is actually a bad thing because the man had poor political judgment about his own prospects.
That's right. And he was propped by the old BJP, which thinks that a new BJP has taken over
No,
post
the likes
Parikar.
of Amit Shah ji told him that give me 3 seats. We'll give you one of those 3 seats, but he insisted on Panjim. where Babush is too strong. Babush could have broken away and won that seat even outside the BJP, and the BJP knew it. Utpal didn't.
Absolutely. So I think what you've got in Goa is a clear sense again that in tight races, both Uttarakhand and Goa, the BJP's last mile connectivity tends to give it a better chance than the Congress, and the fragmentation of the opposition. There's a message in Goa. If you want to fight the BJP, you're going to have to get every element of your battle plan right.
Former Chief Minister trailing, Digambar Kamath is trailing.
This is a big news because Digambar Kamath, remember, is the Congress's
I'm
face.
sorry,
And
he's leading now.
no, he
Manohar
was
is
leading.
trailing.
He's from Madgaon. Let's just
He's
take a
leading
look.
now.
Let's be fair. He's at the moment,
he's leading.
leading at the moment. Digambar Kamath leading. He could be the only major congressman who could be a potential chief minister if the numbers change. But at 1912, you're right, Rahul, all 4 states to the BJP.
And that's a
as of
big
now.
victory. Make no
Huge.
mistake, after West Bengal, it was said that the BJP is suffering anti-incumbency, COVID, economic recession, and everything else that was thrown in their face. Despite those challenges, to win 4 and to lose 1 to the AAP, not to the Congress, just shows how well ensconced the BJP under Prime Minister Modi is ahead of the big battle of 2024. From here, for any party to upturn the direction of 2024, remember, the tally could potentially still be in question, but to upturn the tally or change the nature of the verdict would require a monumental mismanagement on the part of the BJP, which they've shown, Sandeep Shastri, they don't do. Whenever they make a mistake politically, like the farm laws, economically good, politically bad, they take them back.
Right, right.
So cut their losses.
Yes. In fact, if you to just take an example, if you take Uttarakhand, a party which changes its chief minister 3 times, still managing to do well, and the rival party's candidate Harish Rawat is trailing today. The person who was seen as the prospective Congress chief minister is trailing in his seat. That having changed your chief minister thrice, you still have a strategy to be able to win a state.
No, but Harish
And here I
Rawat
would
also,
credit
because
the
he
Prime
wanted his
Minister's-
daughter to fight, then went off. The Congress people have a particular problem of their own. So he gave up his own seat to his family member, went and fought another seat, and the other seat is trailing. In the rural seat where you originally fought from, you would have
And
done
trailing
fine.
by 14,000
That's what I'm
plus
saying.
votes.
So it's a-
One more thing about the BJP, even after coming to the power, generally when a political party comes to the power, organizations are neglected. What BJP has done, undiluted, undiminished efforts to build up the party organization at the grassroots level. You just see during the COVID regime, how Prime Minister and the party President Nadda ji taking meeting with the workers, directing them to go to the people. So I think this is party now all 365 days were active among the people. Congress lacks the organization base. It is no organization. There are leaders but no organization. There are press release but no ideology. So such party cannot make a mass appeal to the people only on the basis of propaganda and some outside support. What I think that constant expansion of the BJP, region-wise, caste-wise, community-wise, that is important thing. And we should come out from the traditional assessment of the politics that if this caste is particularly tagged with this part. Majority of them that, but there is a now dilution. Even you go and survey in Jadava, there are certain people, there are certain sections, they are voting for the BJP. So that is the one thing that we are thinking only on the traditional basis of voting pattern.
No, this
the
is
chemistry
true.
has changed now.
BJP under Prime Minister Modi, with the help of Amit Shah, has rewritten the political grammar of this country. The whole idea that BJP is an upper caste, Brahmin, Thakur party is no longer true. They've rebuilt their social coalition not as a one-off, but as a consistent trend, and entrenched themselves far deeper than any party since the Congress at its peak, suggesting that it will not be if anybody as a political observer is thinking there'll be an immediate demise of the BJP. From the structure that they've built, it either holds, grows or consolidates, and even if it comes down by chipping away at the margins like the Congress. You know, this whole idea of Congress, Bharat took a lot of time, it didn't happen immediately. The Congress has been in terminal decline for a long time.
You see, 2 things have coincided. The decline of the Congress and the rise of the BJP. You know, it's almost as if at 2012-13 was an inflection point. They owe a lot of credit to Arvind Kejriwal and Anna Hazare. We can discuss that on another day because they opened the window, and the BJP, typical of the BJP, rushed through that little window of opportunity that was provided. And since then, there's been only one way that they've gone, which is up. They've actually upped the game. They've made politics more competitive. Rajat Sethi, you work closely with the BJP managers at times. What is it about their election machine Even in Bengal, they lost but grew from a party of 3 seats in 2016 to 70 odd seats in 2021. What is it what is it distinctive according to you about the BJP machine?
See, on one hand, we were talking about these echo chambers, the way they were operating, they're trying to, forcefully find 1 or 2 voters, amplify those voices who were against the BJP and try to set the narrative. On the other hand, across all states, what BJP was doing is identifying their beneficiaries who they've benefited through various schemes on every single booth. In every single booth, they reached out 3 to 4 to 5 times to every single beneficiary and told them that, did you get the benefits? This was the government which ensured that the last mile delivery of all of these developmental accessories are reaching the people. That is how BJP quietly worked through this campaign away from the shrill of the crowds that Samajwadi Party was able to attract. Crowds, I'm telling you, this is a very important phenomenon. This happened in Bihar. Over there also Tejasvi was able to attract crowds. But these Yadav voters are largely more vocal voters in Uttar Pradesh as well as in Bihar. And you see the results.
Point taken. Sheila, you saw the BJP of Advani Vajpayee. Now we are seeing the BJP of Shah Modi. What's the difference?
Very big difference.
What's the biggest difference?
The biggest difference is the aggressiveness.
Aggressiveness.
Killer instinct. They have a guts and a chati to go for whole hog Hindu identity. No of ifs and buts. They really went for it. Not giving ticket in 2014 was a very big